There you are.
Got me? Perfect. I see people start joining.
Shit.
What's up?
I'm on the wrong account.
Oh, yeah. Switch out and go back in.
There we go. I was like, that's not right.
That's okay. It's one way to promote your other account. I'm sure lots of people here would follow you. Welcome, guys.
We already have seven people.
Yes, it's
9
climbing.
people.
Hello, hello. Oh, put our timer on.
I did.
Well, it's like you know what you're doing or something. Welcome, welcome. My name is Rebecca Dragonheart, and I am a psychic medium. Here on my live, you can get a question answered. It is done by donation. You can donate 2 different ways. You can donate through my link tree under the donate button, or just doing gifts here on the live. It's just top gifters that do get their questions answered here, but I will answer you. All proceeds are going towards getting my children's book out. So I'm an indie author, which is just a fancy way of saying a self-published author. And I am publishing my first children's book called The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. And it is exactly what it sounds like, the journey of the soul from the other side, what the other side looks like, what we look like on the other side before we come into it here, into incarnation, and what it looks like as we're picking our lives along the way. So if that sounds like something that would interest you, please go pre-order yourself a copy. All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Still a little bit of a frog in my throat from the cold that I'm recovered from. So excuse me if I do cough a little bit or, clear my throat. I'll try to do it as little as possible. Ooh.
I do believe we just received our
First donation? Perfect.
Yes. From Jessica Fernandez.
Oh, wow. Hello, Jessica. Welcome, as always. Good.
All right. We do have 22 people on now.
Perfect.
So we can get started.
Yeah, absolutely. You can read me Jessica's question.
All right. Our first question here is from Jessica Fernandez, who asks, how will my dad's upcoming trial go?
So I get a sense that there's a delay somewhere along the line here. It is moving in the right direction, honey. So I do want to tell you, don't stress and don't be overly concerned. It does look like the alignment is happening, but there is delays is what I'm being told. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but I guess you'll find out what they mean.
Right, and we just received our next donation here.
Okay. From
Ishu Kaur, one who asks, is there a name coming up or initial of my future partner?
So I got an A right away, and this person is coming in within the next 4 months, I hear, for you. Okay.
All right. Yes, we did jump up quite a bit.
We did? Sure. Perfect. Yeah, oh, I see that. Welcome, everybody. My name is Rebecca Dragonheart, and I am a psychic medium. Here on my lives, I do a Q&A. It is done by donation, so if you do want to have a question answered, just head up into my link tree on the donate button. Pick whichever denomination. I do ask that you put your question in with the instructions to seller. That way we get you on the list and we get your questions answered right away. All proceeds are going towards helping me to get my children's book out, which is called The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. I'm a self-published author, so I do have to come up with the funds beforehand to pay the illustrator, the printers. It's quite expensive, believe it or not. And everybody who does support early does get an early or a special edition copy. So it will be gold leafed like this, and then all the pages are also going to be gold foil, I think is what they call it. Yeah, so. All right.
Just while we're waiting here, I guess we'll read some
of the top gifters. Perfect. Yeah, so I should say, for those of you who are just starting, the top gifters and people in the donations get their questions answered. So if you do gifts here on TikTok as well, it's whoever's the top gifter will also be answering, okay?
All right, our first one here is from Sherry, who asks general reading.
So Sherry, it feels like there is, over the next few months, some big changes coming for you, and it feels like a change of location specifically. So I don't know what exactly is going on in your situation, but it does feel like a big move is happening, okay? And it's happening for a good reason is what I'm hearing. So it's definitely a positive change, not a negative change. So don't freak out, but just go with the flow of it, okay? So don't let it overwhelm you, because this is the right path for you, okay, honey?
All right, our next donation just came in from Meg B, who asks, I'm having to switch lawyers for a personal injury case. Would the lawyer my friend Carrie suggested be good, or should I find another?
So I'm definitely feeling that the suggested lawyer is going to work on your behalf, honey. So yes, I would go with that one, okay? Don't bother, because you're going to be, word of mouth is always easier anyways, but I feel like this lawyer is going to be able to help you in the way that you need them to, okay?
All right, our next question here. Oh, someone asked, can I donate?
Yeah, absolutely. So just head up into my link tree. There's a donate button there. Just click whichever denomination you'd like to donate, and then put your question in with your name so that we can get you right on the list, okay? And I'm on here for like an hour and a half, guys, so you've got lots of time.
All right, our next question here is from one of our other top gifters, Chantel Louise de Beer, who asks, when will I get married, and will it be to my current boyfriend?
Yeah, I do feel like you guys are going to have a very serious, committed relationship. I do feel, though, that the marriage is later, so it's a few years away. So it's not happening quite as soon as I think you want it to, but it does feel like it is with this partner, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Liz, who donated. And her question is, will HB want me back after our reunion at the wedding? Will he like me more than Jen?
So I do feel like that there is a reconciliation energy. I'm going to say take things slow and don't jump into it, okay? So make sure that you're both on the same page and moving in the right direction if you're going to reconcile, okay? So don't just go back to same old, because I feel like you can't go back to the way things were, okay?
All right, we do have a few people saying that they can't see the link tree and that they didn't have an option to write their question.
Interesting. So. I don't know. It's got to have something to do with TikTok, because I have no idea what's going on there. So if you want to head over to my website, it's www.rebeccadragonheart.com. Some people yesterday were having a hard time seeing it as well, so I did uninstall and reinstall it. So I'm not sure what's going on there. So just go over to my website under the little light. So my children's book, there's a donate button there, okay? Mm-hmm. And if you did donate and there was not a spot for you to put a question, please put your question here, and then tell us what username you used for the donation, or email or whatever it is. Yeah.
All right. The next question here is from Raj, who is our top second gifter.
Perfect.
And they ask, should I keep on this path?
Yeah, it does feel like you need to keep it steady, but there is going to be a shift for you coming in by Christmas time. Things are moving a little bit faster is what I'm hearing, and you're going to have more guidance, okay? So just trust the process. That's the thing that your guides are really stressing here, is trust the process. It's going to be okay, and you're going to figure things out the way that they're meant to be, okay, honey?
All right. Our next question here is from Jalissa, who says, hello, my name is Jalissa. Is Kareem remorseful and wants to apologize to me?
So I do feel like yes. I get a lot of resistance, though, and a lot of warning bells. So just be cautious, honey, and take it with a grain of salt, because maybe it's not a wholehearted apology or a wholehearted sorry, basically. That's how it feels, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Carmen, who says, hi, Rebecca. Will my sister Angela Bojorquez be okay? She's sick.
Yeah, I do feel like she's going to be okay. I would really recommend that she goes and sees a doctor, though, or talks to somebody, because it does feel like she's going to need some medical assistance here, okay? But I do feel like she'll recover if she does go and see somebody. All right.
Our next question here is from Colleen, who asks, is writing the SAIPA exam in November 2022 the right decision, and will I be successful? Will I pass?
Yeah, I do feel like it's going to work out for you, honey. Prepare is what I'm hearing. So make sure that you are ready, studying whatever you need to do to get yourself ready to that point, okay? So be very prepared, but I do feel like you're gonna nail it. Okay? keep me posted.
All right. Our next question here is from Cece, who asks, general please and thank you.
So Cece, you're very psychic yourself, and I do hear that you're an empath. So what I'm hearing from your guides is that you want to work with that. Trust your intuition, honey. Please don't let people take advantage of you, because that seems to be the way things are sometimes, and especially when they're really close to you. People do tend to who are empathic tend to bring that kind of energy around. So just learn your boundaries. That's what this year is really about, which is why you've had a lot of that coming up for you. Okay, so learn your boundaries and learn to clear yourself energetically. I do that by just having a shower or a bath at the end of my day to wash away the energy of everybody I've interacted with. Okay, and you definitely need to work on using your empathic gift.
All right.
Okay.
I do see some people are asking, hi, how is today's live working? How to donate? That kind of thing.
So I'm going to give you both ways that you can do the donation, or I guess there's 3 ways now because not everybody's seeing my link tree. I do have a link tree connected to my TikTok, so if you go up to the top of my TikTok, you'll be able to see the donate button. If you don't see that, head to my website, which is www.rebeccadragonheart.com, and under the little light, which is my children's book, there's a donate button there, so you can donate there. Also, you can do it just through gifts here, but you're kind of risking it because it's only going to be the top gifters that get their questions answered, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Jessica Fernandez again.
Okay.
She says, my other question didn't go through. Any details on my forever person?
Oh, I did actually send you an email on that, so I have responded to that one. If it's the one where you were asking for, yes, I did send you that, Jessica. But I will say, taller, dark hair, very family oriented, very kind, funny, that kind of energy. Okay, so a good fit for you.
All right. Our next question here is from Erica Byram, who asks, is Sam or Taz the one for me, please? I'm confused.
So I'm gravitating towards Taz. Right away I heard Taz. So I think with you and Taz, you have more of a chemistry and you have more of a closeness in vibration. So that's where I would head. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Alicia Corkery, who says, hello again. I just want to know my daughter's father's feelings towards me. Does he regret at all he's done to us, and will he ever approach me for something other than our daughter? His name is Alvaro. So
I do feel that there is some regret, but not to the degree that there should be, is what I hear. The feelings are definitely respect for you. So I do feel that there is that and care, genuine care for your well-being, but I'm not feeling like, a union or anything like that. I think it's important that you guys are friends to help raise your daughter, but that's about as far as it goes, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Veronica Gomez.
Oh, hi, Veronica.
Who asks, if I play the Mega Millions this Friday, would I win? How do I manifest this?
You won't win, honey. Sorry. It's not for you, because that's not how you're supposed to gain your financial independence. Although I can say that there's a part of you that could potentially have a smaller win, just not the jackpot. Okay? And you just focus. But it's not how you're supposed to get your financial independence and freedom. You already have that happening for you, so. Darn it.
All right. Someone said they don't see the link tree.
Okay, if you don't see the link tree, just head over to my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com, and just go under the little light. So it looks like this, and there's a donate button there, okay? I believe you can add your question in there, so do so if you can, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Simone, who asks, when will me and A be official, and when will my beauty business start to pick up, please?
So I'm hearing around Christmas time for your beauty business, and I hear around August is where you guys are going to get more serious, okay? So breathe. It's really important you relax, because it's going to happen for you, okay, honey? So cute.
All right. I'm just going to update our
Sure.
list here.
Sure, and I'll talk about my book. Yeah. So I'm an indie author, which is just a fancy way of saying self-published. I am publishing my first children's book, which I channeled 20 years ago, or a little over 20 years ago. It's called The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. When I was 14, I had an experience where I crossed over to the other side. So I did get to see what the other side looked like. I got to see what we look like, our spirit bodies, and I got to see, how the process of coming here looks. So this book is to help children to stay in touch with and understand who and what they really are, because they're not these finite bodies, but actually a spiritual being having a human experience. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, please go pre-order a copy of my children's book. We are aiming for 2,000 copies pre-ordered. We're at 87, so I didn't get any orders yesterday, but that's okay. I have faith. Anybody who supports early, we're only printing 2,000 copies of the special edition, so that's why 2,000 is our mark. The special edition copy is going to have the gold leaf, like you see here. I don't know if you can really see it. I guess you can a little bit. And then it will be gold leaf paper as well, and it'll be a signed copy from me as well. So if you have any children in your life that you want to help remember and understand who and what they are, I highly recommend my book. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Kelsey, who asks, general reading, please.
So Kelsey, there is going to be some financial influx coming in for you. So they're showing me you having more money, more freedom, more abundance. Okay, so just be prepared for that. But I do get caution, don't spend it all in one place. So don't put it all out there. Make sure you're saving some for yourself, okay? Yeah.
All right. Our new list here in order.
All right, so just listen for your names, okay, guys?
Will be Just Angela, then Monique, then Hannah J. Owens, then Hanan.
Perfect. Oh, hello, Hanan. Welcome back, honey.
All right, so Just Angela asks, no particular question, just looking for some general guidance.
So I feel like there's some new people coming into your life. It feels like these are people that are important to your future, honey. So be open and receptive to going out, going to events, going to dinners, whatever it is, because these people need to come into your life to help kind of propel 2023 for you. Okay, so it's time for change is what I'm hearing. No hermiting. We got to get out. We got to get out, and that's the thing that your guys are really stressing. I feel like there's 3 new people coming into your life that are very significant for you. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Monique, who asks, does my boyfriend Chris's deceased mother approve of our union? We are so in love.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
She does. And, she shows me a crow. I don't know what the crow means, but that's always something that's significant for the people I read for when I see things like that. So she's showing me a crow, and she's definitely very happy, honey. She's going to, she does show herself to you guys. I feel like you see her sometimes. You'll see like a shadow move, or you'll see like a flash of light or something to that effect. She's telling me she sees me, and she's really happy that you're with him. So definitely approves of you.
All right. Our next question here is from Hannah, who asks, have I already met the person I will marry?
No, not yet. Sorry, honey. I know you have your heart set on a yes for that, but no, this person is a very close vibrational match, but definitely not the one for you, okay?
All right.
I hear about 2 years for that person to come in.
All right. Our next question here is from Hanan, who asks, I'm going to be a full-time job in NBK Bank. I'm currently just a trainee, and when? So will I be getting a full-time job, I guess?
Yeah, I do feel like there is going to be, I'm hearing 2023 is when you'll get like a change in position. So they're showing me a contract, and it's happening in 2023. So I feel like that's when it's going to happen for you. Okay, honey? It's just, you'll be fine up until then. It's going to work out for you. So don't stress too much, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Catherine Z, who asks, will Anderson ask me out to be his girlfriend in the future, or he doesn't feel that way?
Oh, no, there's feelings. There's definitely feelings. I do feel like he's a little bit shy about expressing it, or doesn't know how to do so. So you may have to ask on your side, okay? Just it's going to be a little bit different. He feels shy. There's definitely feelings, though, so don't worry about that. I know you're getting those mixed signals from him, but it's just because he doesn't know how to express very well.
All right.
Yeah.
our next question here. That was the end of our list.
Okay.
So.
Do we have some Top Gifter live ones there?
I'm looking.
Okay.
If you want to just go over
Sure.
how to donate and stuff.
Yeah, so if you do you want to get put on the list, just head up to the top of my TikTok under my link tree. There's a donate button there. Some people aren't able to see that, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But if you can't see that, head to my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com. Just go under the little light, and this is what it looks like. It's my children's book. There's a donate button there. Or be a top gifter here on the live as well, okay? So whoever's a top gifter will also get their questions answered.
All right. And on that note, our top gifter, Brittany, asks, have I already met/dated the man I'll marry?
Not yet. I hear 8 months. So they're coming into your life within the next 8 months for you here. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
And 1 second here. All right. Our next question here is from Rissy Babe 14, who asks, will I get one of these 2 jobs that I interviewed for?
Yes, I hear the second one. But it's going to be a nice position for you, okay? So don't overthink it is what I hear to tell you. It's going to be a good position.
All right. Our next question is from one of our top gifters on the live, Lovey, who asks, will I find a second job?
You will. I'm hearing in September, though, so it's still a couple months away, okay?
All right. And our other top gifter, Soraya, asks, will my ex Omar's mom approve of me someday? Soon?
Yeah, she's kind of hard to get approval from. I'm going to tell you, just kind of let that go. I think the sooner you let that go, the sooner you're going to get the approval. That makes any sense, but yeah, that's just the way she is. It's like the more you want it, the more she's not going to give it. So don't want it, and it'll fall in your lap, basically.
All right. Our next question here is from mntungwa.lisa, who asks, general reading, please.
Okay, so with you, honey, they tell me you overthink too much. You need to get more rest, more you time. It feels like you're like burning the candle on both ends, and you're just not relaxing. So if you can, white noise or something to help, stop the thinking, basically. It's super important because you're burning too much. You're burning too much and you're working too hard. So it's time for you to rest and take care of you, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Alice Watson 93, who asks, general reading, please.
Oh, honey, so you're very open and receptive, and I do feel like there is spirit activity around you. I don't want to freak you out, but I do feel like you have family members that do come and visit you, and your space feels very activated, which shows me it's you, not the space. It's actually you that activates it. Be open and receptive. I do feel like there's been a lot of attempts to get your attention. I don't want you to be afraid, because it is people that you care about that are on the other side, okay, honey? So just be aware of that. And it's positive. It's not anything negative or anything scary, okay? And if you do have any concerns, you can always ask your guides to just like get them out. I'm not comfortable. I don't want this. So please don't let them bother me, kind of thing. But it feels to me like family. So they've been trying to get your attention is what I keep hearing. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from, 1 second.
I know you're navigating like 3 pages.
Yes,
so.
Right. Our next question here is from Karen S., who asks, will Abel and I be in a relationship? Does he have good intentions?
So I do feel like you guys are going to have a relationship. It doesn't feel like this is your forever relationship though, honey. So I just want you to be going in with your eyes open, okay? This is a relationship that is going to help open you up, but it's not necessarily the one that you're meant to be in forever, okay? So it is going to be somebody else that is your forever person. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Erica Byram, who asks, will my financial situation be okay? And I'm hurt. Why not Sam? I still care about him. Does Taz even love me?
So I hear it's because Taz is just more a vibrational match for you. Yeah, there's feelings, honey, so you don't have to worry about that. It's really ultimately up to you at the end of the day. Don't ever make a life decision unless it feels right. But I just feel that Taz is more of an alignment for you. Okay, honey? What was the other part of her question?
Will my financial situation be okay?
Yeah, I hear that you're going to find some stability within 10 months. Okay?
All right. Our next question here is from NCU Sanelli 14,
Okay.
who asks, will Kieran reach out and want to get back together? Will we get back together and last?
So I definitely feel like there is going to be conversation with you guys. Your guides are really saying that this isn't the direction that you should be taking, so it's a different path for you, and that there is somebody else coming along later this year that is going to be a lot more in your alignment. Although the communication is going to help, the communication will help you to heal and recover, but it's not meant for you to come back together is what I hear. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Ida, who says, I'm Ida, I'm going to assume. The guy named Sean lost his father a month ago and doesn't have a mother. He asked me if I have both parents, and I said yes. Should I stop talking to him?
No, I don't get that. Although I do hear, honey, that somebody else is coming in that's going to be a little bit more in alignment with you, but I don't get the sense that you need to stop talking to this person, okay? It feels okay.
All right. Our next question here is from a new gifter, Christina Lujan 10, who asks, is my significant other my forever partner, and will we have kids?
Yeah, I hear you're going to have 2, and this is definitely a significant partner for you, so this is long-lasting, long-term. Yeah.
All right. And our next question here is from Davina. Hello again, Davina. Who asks, when will I conceive? Will it be with Sean?
So I heard October. I think there's a reason for that, so don't try to force it too soon. And yeah, it does feel like with Sean.
All right. Our next question here is from Nikki Britalian 66, who asks, I was wondering if I will be financially stable soon and when any kind of money is coming in, and will I be okay health-wise?
Yeah, you're okay health-wise, honey. I'm not too concerned about that. I hear for you the financial stability doesn't happen until about this time next year, okay? So you're going to have to balance a little bit is what I'm seeing. So there's a bit of a balancing act, but it's going to stabilize by then, okay? So don't stress too much about that, honey.
All right. Our next question here is from another new gifter, Taylor, who asks, we are trying to decide on a third baby. Should we?
Oh, yeah. It's not a matter of should you. It's like it's going to happen. So be prepared. That's what I'm going to say. It's definitely a yes.
All right. Yeah. Our next question here is from Khadija, who asks, what do my guides need me to know? Will my finances get better in the next 30 days?
That's very specific. No, not yet. They will improve, honey, but it's not going to be what you're trying to manifest. Feels like it's going to take a little bit of time, okay? So just be patient, but it is going to happen. Continue to communicate with them. They are communicating through numbers with you. So when you see sequence of numbers, honey, it's really important that you go back to what were you just thinking, feeling, or saying in that moment when they gave you those numbers, and that's your answer, okay? So don't overthink it. Just allow that to be the way that they communicate with you, and they have continued to do so and will continue to do so and give you that guidance that you need, okay?
All right. 1 second while I just update our list here.
For sure.
And I do see some people donated through Stripe, and they didn't include their questions, so we'll just read out those names.
Sure. So you'll need them to give you their questions?
Yes.
Okay, so she's going to read out a list of names where you donated and didn't get the questions. So if you can put your questions here on the live with your email so we can validate, okay?
So one from Vonda, another from Tiffany Idelfonso. While I write that down. And then that's it for now.
Okay, so if you two can put your questions in, and then just make sure I guess you can scroll back.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Oh, he's here. Here's Tiffany's.
Oh, okay. We found you, Tiffany's.
Yeah. So Tiffany asks, what will happen with me and Chad? Are we going to fix our relationship?
So it's definitely going to be work, is what I hear. You will be able to fix it if you are open with everything. And that's what exactly I'm hearing from your guides, is be open about everything, and then you can work through it. If you are not open about it all, there's no way to fix it, honey. Okay?
All right. And Vonda asks, general today?
So with you, honey, I don't know if you're planning a vacation or whatnot, but they're telling you go on vacation. You need a break. You need a break from reality, even if it's just a weekend break, but they're telling me you need it because it's like too much. You need to just get away from it all. Really important. I also do hear that your guides have been communicating with music with you, so it's important that you start listening to the lyrics of songs because that's kind of the way that they're giving you inspiration. Okay, so you're clairaudient. I don't know if you know what that means, but it basically means you hear things. Okay.
Hang on. This is Tiffany, I think, asks, "What do you mean about open? Like honest?"
Yes. Yeah.
All right, our new list here in order. Our next question will be from Asavedra 08, so Asavedra 08, then Hanan 199, then Lovey Donahue, then Madison Nobrega, then Toliti for real, then Sophia Lozano, then Lisa, then Katie Knight, then Lainey, then Nikki, then Per Blue 23, then Des Test 60, and that's it for now.
Okay, that's a good size.
Yeah.
That's a good chunk of list. All right.
And someone asked, where in the link tree do you donate?
So there should be right at the very top of the link tree. It says donate. You can just pick whichever denomination and put your question in with the donation under instructions to seller. That way we get you right away, okay?
All right.
All right. I'll be really glad when my throat is back to normal completely. It's so annoying having this little frog.
All right. Asavedra08 asks general reading.
So I'm going to say this right away. They tell me you're very magical, honey, and it's important that you tap into your magical roots. That means meditation, spell work, your psychic abilities, that type of thing. So important, honey, because you have it in your bloodline is what I'm hearing, okay? Start working with it if you're not already doing so, because it's going to change your life dramatically if you work with it. All right? Fun. Magical was the word I got right away. It's like, you're so magical. I also hear you're a starseed as well, honey, so you might want to look into that.
Yeah. All right. Our next question here is from Hanan, who asks, any details about my forever person and when he is coming or he is in my life?
Not yet. I do feel like this person is coming into your life early next year, although I do hear that you can move that timeline if you make yourself ready for it, okay? So you just have to be open and receptive. And I do feel like this person is, very family focused, very charismatic, funny, sweet, genuine, very loving, and open and receptive, honey. So, and I do feel like you're going to meet them through somebody you already know. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Lovey Donahue, who asks, hey girl, what are spiritual gifts? Maybe what are my spiritual gifts?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what she means. So they're showing me you're clairvoyant. So whenever they do this, that just means you see things. So it kind of works like a daydream. So you'll be talking to somebody and you'll get like an impression in your mind's eye that looks like a daydream, okay? That's the best way to describe it. I'm also hearing that you're an empath and you're also a starseed as well, honey. So you're going to want to look into that because being a starseed is a very powerful thing. I am also a starseed and we work very differently, especially when it comes to our psychic abilities and our gifts, okay? Make sure you're clearing yourself at the end of the day, taking care of yourself as an empath, okay? It's so important, a very powerful gift.
All right. Our next question here is from Madison Nobrega. Yes.
You do pretty good with these names, I'm going to say.
Who asks, why do I feel like Ty should be in my life but at a distance for now due to many life changes and moves? Do I truly mean something to him?
Yeah, you do, honey, but I feel like it's more one-sided. It feels like it's more you than him. okay? And that's tough. That's tough. It's hard to have a relationship with somebody when you're doing most of the work. So your guides are telling you reevaluate the situation, which is why you feel this way. And I would journal as much as you can to get your feelings out, okay? I do feel like this is not going to work out for you, honey. It does feel like somebody else is coming along. I get the name Jonathan, so I'm not sure if you already know a Jonathan, but I hear that this person's coming in quite quickly, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Tolity for Real, who asks, when will I get a business analyst job? And will Terrell text me / would we work things out?
No, you guys aren't going to work things out. Sorry, honey. I do feel like there'll be communication, but you're not going to work it out. I hear for you it's next year. So beginning of next year, early spring, when you're getting the job that you're looking for, okay? So it does feel like you'll work in between that, but the job that you're actually aiming for isn't happening until the early spring.
All right. Our next question here is from Sofia Lozano, who asks, when will I have my first child?
2024, I heard. And that came in quick. So there you go.
All right. Our next question here is from Lisa, who asks, how does Olwethu feel after the breakup? Will we ever be civil again?
Oh, in time. It's going to take some time. You know the old saying, time heals old wounds. I do feel like you will communicate again in the future, but not in the near future. So it feels like it's a while away. Okay, honey? So just be patient, go on with your life and do what you need to do. Take care of you, honey, and it's important that you clear that energy, okay? So don't let it hold you back from your future.
All right. Our next question here is from Katie Knight, who asks, general reading, please. I'm feeling lost within myself. My Nana also passed away this past November. Anything from her?
So your Nana actually does come and visit you quite often, honey. I feel like I want to tell you, like, she's concerned about your moods is the thing that I hear from her. So she's worried about you feeling depressed and feeling unhappy in life. Life's meant to be fun, honey. It's meant to be enjoyed. So don't let the things that are happening around you affect you as much as what I get from your Nana. Like, she's really pushing that it's okay and life is going to be okay. You're just in a little rut is what I hear from her. And she's very supportive of you. I do feel like she visits you in your dreams. So when you get that, when you dream about her, I just want you to know that that is a visitation. It's not a dream. Okay. So it's more than that. Talk to her. Let her know that you do want her support and her help, because she's definitely very loving and energetically helping you. Okay. But she is worried about you.
All right. Someone asked, how long are private readings?
45 minutes. Yeah.
And the testimonials?
Yeah, you can go and take a look on my website. I have several testimonials about what the experience is like. Typically what happens is you'll come with questions prepared, but I usually get all of the information before you have a chance to ask your questions. So I do the channeling, answer what you think you're going to want to know about, and then let you ask afterwards, after I've done the channeling, and give you all the information that Spirit wants you to know, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Lainey, who asks, general, please. Thank you.
Okay. I love your energy, honey. I'm going to say, please maintain that bubbly, personable energy that you have. I do see a career change or some kind of an opportunity coming up for you, and it's big is what I'm hearing. It's kind of a not what you know, but who you know situation. So it does feel like it's going to be an offer that's given to you where you are not qualified for it. Please take it anyways, because you're going to learn on the job is what I hear. And this is coming up for you within the next 6 months. So please, please, please do not shy away from anything that you feel you're not qualified for, because it honestly is going to change your life. All right. Super important that you take it. All right. I love your personality. I got to say, like, you just have so much energy and just so bubbly.
All right. Our next question here is from Nikki, who asks, are positive changes coming in for me?
So not as fast as you want them to, honey, but just be patient. It's slow and steady is what I hear from your guides. And it does feel like by 7 months from now, everything is going to be different. And it does feel like all the weight is off. All the weight is off, and I don't have to stress and I don't have to worry about things. So there is a significant change coming that is going to impact you in a positive way. All right. So just be ready for that, honey, and just try to breathe. I know it's hard sometimes.
All right. And I do see some people are spamming that they donated. If you just want to tell them.
Yeah, so if you donated and we haven't gotten to your name yet, that's okay. It's just because we are going through our list in the order that it has been received. We will go through and tell you when you're up next. So please don't spam that you've donated, because it doesn't help us in any way to find you. If you didn't put your question in, please do put your question in here. But for the most part, we will let you know when you're next, okay? Thanks, guys.
All right.
All right. Do you have your list?
Yeah, we're still just finishing this one.
We're not done that one.
All right, so our next question here is from Valeria, or Per Blue, who asks, will I and Enrique get pregnant? Should we still try or stop?
Definitely keep trying. I do feel that there is an energy around you, so it's going to happen very soon here, is what I'm being told, okay? So yeah, you are going to get pregnant, and I hear it's a little girl. Yeah.
Right. Oh, and Lisa didn't hear hers.
Okay, I will upload the video on my YouTube afterwards. Once it's downloaded to TikTok, it sometimes can take a couple of hours, and then you can go back and listen, okay, honey? We did call out your name beforehand, so you should be able to find it pretty easily.
All right, our next question here is from DesTest60, who asks, I would like a general reading, but I would also like to know if my grandma made it to the other side. I miss her.
Oh yeah, honey. You don't have to worry about your grandma, and she's actually quite vivacious energetically, lots of energy, and very positive individual on the other side, so you don't have to worry about her. She's in a good place. When it comes to you, honey, I hear take things slow, so I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that, but slow it down, okay? Things are moving too fast around you, I guess, and they want you to slow it down so that you're not overwhelming yourself and you're not burning out, okay?
All right, we did receive another Stripe donation, so their question wasn't put in.
Okay.
So Tamlin Sherry is the name.
Okay, so Tamlin, if you're on, can you please put your question in for me? Just here on the TikTok, okay?
All right, I'm just going to update our list here.
Sure. I'll talk about my book. So I'm going to talk about this again. For all of you who already know, thank you so much for all your support and listening to me through this spiel every time. This is my children's book. It's called The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. It's the first children's book that I have a series of many. This is book 1, as you can see here, kind of, if you can read backwards. I channeled this book a little over 20 years ago, and it is a story about the soul and the journey from the other side coming into living in this world. So I had an experience when I was 14 where I actually crossed over and I was told it was not my time to be there, and I was sent back. But I did get to see what we look like on the other side, what the other side looks like. I'm also a certified hypnotherapist, so I did a lot of past life regressions and was able to experience the other side through that hypnosis. So a lot of what's in the book is explaining the other side and how things work and how it works for us to come here. I think it's a great, fantastic book actually for kids to help them remember that they are a soul, having a human experience, as Wayne Dyer likes to say, not the other way around. So if that sounds like something that would interest you, please go help by supporting me and pre-ordering a copy. Everybody who does help in the beginning, so the first 2,000 copies sold, are getting a special edition copy. So it will be gold leafed with gold leaf paper. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from a new gifter, Ray, who asks, can you please tell me if I met the guy I'll marry? If not, when, please?
Not yet. I hear it's going to be next year, and it does feel like just before the summer. All right.
All right. 1 second. All right. Our new list in order.
So just listen for your names, okay, guys?
Yeah. In order, our next question will be from Priya Tali, then Alice Watson, then Keshia, then Veronica Gomez, then Erica Byram, then Bijou1234, then Barbara, then Lisa Lizard, then, 1 second, sorry, then Alyssa, then Ishu Kaur, then Poetic Linda.
Okay. What happened there?
Someone just put a donation twice. So
Oh.
I'll just read it together.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So who did I say first? Priya.
Priya, yeah. Nope. Move the chair.
All right.
All right. Got her?
Yeah.
Right.
Priya asks, am I pregnant now or when will I be?
2 months, not yet. So 2 months, and it's literally because it's not the right timing yet, okay? So it's all about the birthday.
All right, and Tamlin Sherry just put her question in here.
Oh, perfect.
So Tamlin asks, how do I meet my future guy, and what should I be doing as my career?
So what I'm hearing for you, honey, is this person is coming to you through other people that you already know. So they're going to be introduced to you. There's nothing that you have to do different other than just go to events with your friends and let your friends introduce you to people, okay? It's super important, friends or family, but you're going to be introduced. And the other part was what? Career?
Yes. Am I pregnant now? Or sorry.
Where are you looking? You're looking in the wrong spot.
I was looking at a different one. How do I meet my future guy, and what should I be doing as my career?
As your career. So they're showing me right now what you're going to be doing is definitely very office oriented. So it looks like you're either in charge of the office or working in the office environment, okay? And it looks like you are in a position of importance. I do feel like you're head of operations of something. So you're like in charge of very important paperwork for the office is what it feels like, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Alice Watson 93, who asks, how can I know when my spirit guides are attempting to communicate?
So with you, honey, there's the ringing in the ear. They definitely use numbers with you. So when you're seeing a sequence of numbers, whether it's 111 or 1234 or even like 1010, 1212, that kind of thing, that's communication with your guides, okay? It's important that you go back to what was I just thinking, feeling, or saying in that moment when I see those numbers. And I always say to build a better rapport with them, start writing that down. So write it down on a piece of paper. I just had this thought and this was the number that came up. That kind of thing, okay? You can abbreviate it if you want to. They also do thought language with you. So how that feels, it's like a pressure that happens and then a thought comes into your head. It feels like your own thought, but a little bit different. So it's like, I don't think like that, so I know it's not me, but it sounds like you. I don't know how else to describe it. That's how they communicate with you, honey, and they communicate quite regularly, they say, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Keshia, who asks, will they get back together this year, or should I just give up?
Yeah, it's time to move on here, okay? The thing is, it's so much hard work to get it to work. And it's almost not worth it, to be honest. It feels like it's just not the right vibration for you, honey. Sorry. I know that's tough to hear, but you do have somebody else coming in that is the right vibration, that is going to bring a lot of joy into your life. Okay, honey? Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Veronica Gomez, who asks, any messages from my dad or brother?
Okay, so I get your brother. He's been doing a lot of knocking, honey. So pay attention to when you're hearing like it's like random knocks and bangs. It feels like he's been trying to get your attention. I do get from him relax. I don't know what he means by that, but relax when it comes to your mom, I think, is where I'm feeling the most energy about it. So he does claim that he tries to distract you, and that's what the noise is all about, okay? So he's trying to distract you from what's happening in your life, basically. But a lot of knocking, he tells me. A lot of knocking. So it's not anything bad. In case you're thinking that it's like some scary bad thing. It's not. It feels like it's your brother. Okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Our next question here is from Erica Byram, who asks, is Taz my forever person, and will I get kicked out of my apartment? Kind of worried, and when will I get pregnant next?
No, I don't feel like you're going to get kicked out of your apartment, honey. I feel like you're taken care of. Taz definitely feels like alignment. I don't know if he's like your forever person, but long-term I hear, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Bijou1234, who asks, does it still look like I'm heading towards a committed relationship and marriage with Mark in Canada? And my best friend Tammy is acting distant. Does it look like she might be upset about me and Mark?
There's a lot going on with Tammy, I'm hearing, so it's not all about you, honey, so don't take it too personally. I still feel this pull to Canada for you and this relationship for Mark, honey, okay? So I know there's a lot of mixed signals right now and a lot of like questions around the way that behavior is happening, but it feels like it kind of improves again closer to the holidays, okay?
All All right. Our next question here is from Barbara, who asks, will me and Zach have a lasting connection? Is this my person?
This is definitely somebody that you put in alignment for yourself here. I would consider this your soulmate. This is somebody who you've had a connection with in previous lives, and this person is meant to be in your life. So definitely this is a long-term. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Lisa Lizard, who asks, can you tell me what is going to happen with my stepdad? Also, are any of my abilities hereditary? And if so, from whom?
So yes, it is hereditary, I'm going to say. It does come from your female line, so it comes down that way. It's more amplified with you, Lisa, I'm hearing. Okay, so work with it as much as you can, because it's definitely going to benefit you more so than not. What was the other part of the question?
And what will happen with her stepdad?
I hear it's not going to be great. So just be prepared for the worst is what I hear to tell you. Okay, sorry, honey. Yeah. That's not fun to say, but that's just what I hear for you.
All right, our next question here is from Alyssa, who says, hello, my name is Alyssa. Will I continue living in my boyfriend Jordan's apartment until we move to a new apartment together? When do you see him proposing? Thank you so much.
Yeah, I hear by December. So this year, yay. And yeah, you definitely are going to move in together is what I'm seeing. So, yeah.
All right, our next question here is from Ishu Kaur, who asks, which month am I going back to ATP?
So I got October. I don't know if it was meant to be that early or not, but that's what I'm hearing. So that's what I'm going to tell you.
All right.
It's fast.
Our next question here is from Poetic Linda, who asks, is there a spirit following me?
So yeah, in a way, it doesn't feel like anything negative. It does feel to me like because you're sensitive, you're kind of open and receptive, honey, and you do attract it. Okay, you got to think about it this way. It's like you're walking around, and just like I can see that you're sensitive, so can spirit. And so imagine being spirit, and you're trying to talk to people all day, and nobody's responding or nobody reacts to you, and then you see somebody who can actually feel and see you. That kind of is what happens. And I do feel like you've had it kind of revolving your whole life like that. It's nothing to be afraid of, because your guides are very very careful about letting just anybody follow you. So don't be freaked out. It's not a bad thing, but just make sure you're very strict with your boundaries, and that they're not bothering you while you're sleeping, and they're not waking you up, and they're not interfering in your experiences during the day. Okay, so have your firm boundaries. You are living, they are not. It's really important that you understand that your energy is definitely much more vibrant and powerful than theirs. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from one of our top gifters, Danny, who asks, will I get to retire anytime soon, please?
I heard 3 years, so if that's soon enough, I know. That's when it's happening for you, honey. Sorry.
All right. And there are a few people asking how to donate, where to donate.
For sure.
And if they can pay PayPal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's done through PayPal. So if you go up into my TikTok, there's a link tree. Click the link tree. The donate button is right at the top. Pick whichever denomination that you would like, and just put your question in with your name as instructions to sellers, okay? If you don't see the link tree, because there's a few people who for some reason can't see it, you can head to my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com, and just under my children's book, The Little Light, there's a donate button there, and so you can do your donation there. Try to include your question if you can. I'm not sure if it lets you, but instructions to seller usually is where we put it, okay? And then also you can do it here on the live, but I'm only doing top gifters. All right, do you have a new list?
All right, I do have a
All right, list. Listen for your name, guys. You guys are next, all right?
All right, so in order, our next question will be from Tika via Meiser, then Martina So Lovely, then Lainey 360, then Khadija, then Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie.
Oh, hello again, honey.
Then Madison Novrega, then NCU Sanelli 14, then Kelly, then Catherine Z, then DM Lucky 5, then Lisa, then Amina, then Alexandra Nunez, then Test 60 again.
Okay, perfect. That's quite the list.
Yeah, and some people are saying Linktree isn't working still.
Okay, so if you can't see the Linktree, just head to my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com, and just go under the little light and do your donation there, okay?
All right. Tika Villa Misa or Miser asks 2 questions. Anything about my future career? Do I have any gifts? And any messages from my father, Julio?
So your father definitely communicates with you a lot through music. So it's important that you pay attention to the music around you, because that's the way that I feel like I literally see him dancing around and just like very musically inclined. So music is important. That's always their way of validating things. Honey, you're very spiritually gifted. I see you as a healer. They show me your hands, which means you should be doing some kind of healing modality. Now, healing can be through like energy work or even just through counseling, okay? So as a nurse or doing alternative healing or just being a therapist or a counselor or whatever, but you got to be healing. That's where your work is lying, okay? That's where you are. That's where you're supposed to be working.
All right. Our next question here is from Martina, who asks, will I get an interview with Envoy Airlines? And if so, will I pass the interview and go to training?
Yeah, I feel very positive about it, honey. So definitely is going to be the transition for you. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Lainey, who asks, any loved ones around me? Any messages from them?
I feel a younger woman with you, and it feels like she's been gone for a while now. She kind of presents as a younger woman, but I feel like when she crossed over, she wasn't as young as she's showing me. So she comes across like she's in her late 20s, early 30s, but I feel like she was older when she crossed. She's been around you for a long time, I'm hearing, and she's tried to get your attention, or she's definitely made noise around you is what I see. I do get that it is a family member, so it's not somebody like a friend or anything like that. It does feel like it's a family member, and they feel very motherly towards you, but it's not your mom. That's the only way I can describe the energy. She's showing me white roses, so I don't know what the white roses mean, but that's what she's showing me. That's just her way of validating that it's her. And I do get, I don't know, an A, maybe Allison, I don't know, Allie, something like that. It's an A for her. All right, so I want to look into who you have in your family that crossed over that has an A name, but they've been watching over you for a long time, I hear, and you remind them of themselves, and I think that's why they're looking out for you. Okay, so it's kind of nice to have somebody looking out for you on the other side for sure.
All right. Our next question here is from Khadija, who asks 2 questions, please. What do my guides need me to know about my gifts? And is the numbness in my face my guide? Why?
No, I feel like you have something that goes on with... yeah, you got to get that checked, honey. Don't leave that, okay? That's what I'm hearing. It's definitely a medical concern is what I'm getting. So it's something to do with the way that it's circulating here, okay? What was the other part of the question?
What do my guides need me to know about my gifts? Is the numbness in my face my guide?
So with your guides, the way that they're communicating with you is through numbers. They do use people sometimes. So you'll be talking about something and then somebody will answer the question basically, and that's the way that your guides really mostly communicate with you, honey. They do poke you sometimes, so you'll get like a zap, but the numbness, honey, I feel is a medical thing, so you really definitely got to get that checked. It feels like it might be a pinch or something. All right. Our next question here is from Stephanie, who says, hi, my mom got super happy with her message about her parents. She would love to know a little more about the book. Thank you so much.
So
I'm not sure. Like I said, your grandma showed me this book, and it's just a little paperback book, but she was showing it to me like it was an important thing, and she made it the implication that your mom will know what it means. I would say get her to go back to like her youth, her younger years, because that's where the significance is. And it might be even just that your grandmother's like, or her mom is like, you read a lot. That's what I mean, kind of thing. Like it kind of feels that way, but she's showing me her with a book. So that's what I would say to your mom. It's literally go back to your youth from your mom. And that's what your mom said. All right.
All right.
I'm glad that she was happy with her message.
All right. Our next question here is from Madison Novrega, who asks, career reading and do I have any gifts? Yeah,
you're very empathic, honey. You are also telepathic, the best way to put it, so you can literally hear people's thoughts and feelings. So that goes with the empathy. It's really important, honey, that you are careful with how you interact with people, because a lot of times it'll feel like it's your feelings or your thoughts, but it's actually not, it's theirs, okay? So it's really important that you understand that and you can identify that, okay? I missed the other part. Sorry,
No worries.
I got carried away with that part.
Career reading, and do I have any gifts?
So they do tell me that you should be working either in nursing or healthcare or providing that kind of a service, okay? Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from NCU Sanelli 14, who asks, does Kieran regret how he acted / regret losing me? Does he miss me / am I the one that got away? Am I the best he'll ever have?
You absolutely are the one that got away. There is a lot of regret. But you can't go backwards, so don't ever reminisce or think about going back into that situation, because it was the right thing for you, okay? Definitely the best he's gonna have. I know, that sucks for him, but...
All right.
Yep.
Our next question here is from Kelly, who asks, I took a pregnancy test and got a faint positive. Am I pregnant or another false positive?
No, you're definitely, I do hear there's a baby there, so definitely. You'll get a stronger read in August, I'm hearing, okay? So you're just early.
All right. Our next question here is from Catherine Z, who asks, when will Anderson ask me to be his girlfriend if things go well?
I heard September, so that's pretty quick. Definitely let things kind of unfold the way they are going to naturally, okay? Don't rush anything is what I want to say.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Our next question here is from DM Lucky 5, who asks, is there any message from my loved ones?
So with you, honey, I feel a male energy mostly, very tall. It feels like a fatherly type figure, but I feel like it might be a grandpa. But they're very fatherly with you is what I get. Yeah, I keep seeing them as being very tall in comparison to you. So I don't know if you're short, but that's what I'm seeing. They're very tall and very protective of you, very wanting to keep you safe from harm or safe from not great people is what I hear. Okay, so just know that this is somebody in your family who's watching over you, and I do feel like they come around mostly at night. Okay, so as you're going to sleep and that kind of thing. So if you want to communicate, you can. It does feel like it might be your grandpa. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Lisa, who asks, have I met my husband and will I ever travel abroad again?
I got yes for both, so there you go. I do hear for traveling, it's not going to be till 2024 for you. Okay, so for whatever reason, that's when you're going to be doing more traveling.
All right. Our next question is from Amina, who says, hi, what is my career supposed to be / purpose? I feel stuck. Does it deal with music? Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're definitely creative, and they're really telling me that you need to be working with your creativity. I think you need to think outside of the box. Don't do things the way that it's always been done is what I'm being told. So do it differently, but it's definitely with your creativity, honey. So explore different avenues in expressing yourself, all right? But I do feel you being self-employed, so I do see whatever you're doing, you're in charge of it, okay? And you will be successful in it. I do feel like it's going to take you about till 2025 to see the abundance you're trying to create for yourself, but you're going to get there, so that's a good thing. It's very promising. All right. Yeah.
Our next question here is from Alexandra Nunes, who asks, am I early in pregnancy? I am late 3 days for my cycle.
I don't think that you're pregnant yet, but I do see that your body is getting ready, and I do see that there is a spirit around you, so you are going to be pregnant. I'm hearing you're going to get a pregnancy positive next month, so not yet, but you will next month, okay?
All right. This is the last question on our list.
Okay, and then you got to refresh.
Yep. Test60 asks, I have one more question. My daughter I'm pregnant with, do you see us having a better bond than I had with my mother?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, you know, you're very, I don't even know how to describe this. So you're not like your mom in any capacity is what I'm hearing. And you're very empathetic. So you're very connected to the people you care about. All right. where you feel disconnected is a protective thing. So you do that to protect yourself, honey. So it doesn't mean that you're not going to have a connection with your child. It just means that you do that to protect yourself from the environments around you. Okay. So I don't want you to ever think that that you're broken or anything like that, because that's not the case. It's just that this is your protective mechanism. You have empathy, and you are definitely very connected, and you guys are going to have a wonderful, wonderful relationship.
All right. Our next question here is from one of our top gifters, DK Bounds, who asks, when will I get my lymphatic massage job, and will my mystic gifts improve?
Oh, yeah. And if you aren't already trained in it, I hear Reiki is really important. So it's going to be a part of what you're doing as well. I hear for you, it's not happening for at least, I get it's more into next year for you. Okay. So you're not getting the job that you're looking for until next year. So take this time to add the alternative modalities to your resume. Okay. So go and get trained in Reiki if you're not already. Get trained in things like reflexology, oils, crystals, even that kind of stuff, because it really is going to be an expanded experience, and it does feel like you will be working for yourself, but through somewhere. So it's not you're not working for somebody else. It looks like you're working for yourself. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Our next question is from another top gifter, Belinda, who asks, who is around guiding me? Any messages?
So you're definitely you have a couple of energies with you is what I'm hearing, but mostly your communication is coming from your guides. Okay. So you have 3 spirit guides with you, 2 male and a female. The female one is your primary guide. So basically how I explain it is like, that's your liaison. That's the one that brings different guides in and out depending on circumstances in your life. And she's the one that you should really build your strength and relationship with, because she's the one that keeps you in connection with everything. Okay. The name starts with an R, but I can't say it. It's like foreign to me. It sounds like it might be Celtic, but I can't say it. But that's how I see her, is very Celtic looking, and she's very in tune with you, honey. So start communicating more with her. She does give you a lot of clairaudient messages, so that means that you hear things. Okay, so it kind of comes in like a pressure, and then you'll get a thought. Okay, and that's how she's communicating mostly with you. All right, and thoughts mostly with you. It just comes in like an epiphany or an idea, and it's really important you keep track of those things, because that's really your communication with her. Yeah.
All right. Our new list here in order.
Listen for your name, okay, you guys?
In order, our next question will be from Tika via Meiser, then Keshia, then Alyssa Renee, then Kayla Rose, then Valeria, then M. Piercy, then Lisa M., then Poetic Linda, then Tanya Faye, then Keon, then Taikisha.
Oh, hello, Taikisha.
Yeah. Then Alyssa Renee again, then Nimra. That's a nice name.
It is.
Then Terry Castillo.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are all next.
All right.
All right.
Who did I say first? Tika?
Yes.
Go all the way back up.
All the way back up.
All right. Tika via Meiser asks, is my sister's Maria Christina relationship with Jason going to last? Is he a loyal guy?
Definitely feels loyal. I do feel like they're going to have their ups and downs, but I do feel like this is her long-term relationship. So this is the one that is her forever. Yeah.
I do see some people are asking, where do I get on the list? And they didn't hear their name.
Okay. If you didn't, what do you mean? Like,
so one asked, where do we get on the list? And another asked, I didn't hear my name.
Okay, if you haven't heard your name yet, you might just still be on the list. We have to hit the refresh button. So to get on the list, you just go up to my link tree. There's a donate button on the link tree. Just pick whichever denomination you'd like to donate, and then put your question and your name into instructions with seller. If you don't see the link tree, you're going to have to go to my website, which is www.rebeccadragonheart.com. Go to the little light, so it looks like this, and there's a donate button there, and do the same thing. All right?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Our next question here is from Keshia, who asks, when will I meet my person and how?
So I heard 7 months, and it feels to me like it's an outside public setting. Okay, so you're going to be bumping into each other outside and just getting to know each other right then and there. That's how it feels.
All right. Our next question here is from Alyssa Renee, who asks, when will I get a newer vehicle? Any specific month? Also, anything exciting or positive coming in for my relationship with Jordan? Thank you so much.
Definitely, you guys are strengthening your relationship, and it does feel like it's getting more and more committed. I feel like for you, it's next year, not this year, for a new vehicle. Sorry, honey, I know you want it sooner, but I feel like for whatever reason, it's not happening until early next year. Okay, that it does feel like it's in the early part of the year.
All right. Our next question here is from Kayla Rose, who asks, will there be a reconciliation with me and Eric? Can you see when we will be back in a committed relationship? Will he move in? When? Thank you.
So I feel like for you, you have to tread really slowly here, okay? I do feel like you guys can rectify the situation and there can be a reconciliation, but you got to take it slowly. Your guys are telling you take it slowly, because if you just jump back in, it's not going to work out, okay? So we really have to make sure that he's where he needs to be energetically before things come back together. I do feel like next year it feels more in alignment than right now, okay? So just give it a bit of time. Patience is really important here, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Valeria, who asks, General / am I at my forever job? Is my mental health going to get better?
Yes, I do feel like you will get better with your mental health, honey. I think it just takes a little bit of time processing. You have a lot, you've had a lot and have a lot going on in your life all the time, basically. It just never seems to settle. So that will shift, I'm hearing, starting next year for you. This isn't your forever job, but it is the starting point for it being what you do. Okay, so I do see an opportunity opening up, and this is kind of where things shift next year for you. That is going to give you an opportunity to shift into a different company, doing similar things, but more is what I'm hearing. And that kind of opens the ceiling for you for going up in levels as well. And that's where I see you having a lot more joy and a lot more ease, and mental health gets a lot better. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from M. Piercy, who asks, what will my career be?
So for you, honey, it's really important. You got to have your mind stimulated. If you're doing a monotonous, mind-numbing job, you are not going to be okay. So it has to be something where you're thinking and you're able to use your thoughts. So please don't go into anything that you can just you just zone out, because it's not going to make you happy. It's so important intellectually that you're stimulated. I feel like for you, it feels like you might be going back and getting some kind of certificate or some kind of degree that opens you up to different opportunities is what I'm seeing, because they're showing me a stamp, which means that's like upgrading or some kind of learning that's happening, okay? When I see them stamping a certificate, and it has to be, you have to have your mind stimulated. If you don't, you're not going to be happy.
All right.
Yeah.
Our next question here is for Lisa M., and they sent a $24 donation.
Oh, wow. Thank you, honey.
So for Lisa M., will my mother-in-law stay in the Philippines for the rest of her life?
Yeah. Sorry, honey. Yeah, that is going to be the way it is. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's tough, I know. It's not what you want to hear, but...
All right. Our next question is for Poetic Linda, who asks, when will my friend Pavi meet her husband and how?
2 years, I heard, and it feels like introduction through family. So it's definitely family that's involved in getting these two together.
All right. Our next question here is from Tanya Faye, who asks, do you see marriage in the future for me and my boyfriend? If yes, do you know about when?
So I hear 1.5 years, and yes. So it's about 1.5 years away. Patience!
All right. Our next question is from Keon, who asks, will I get a job soon and be able to stay in my apartment?
I do feel like yes, but it does feel like you're going to need some support before that happens. So the job, it feels like you're not getting the reprieve from the job. It feels like somebody's going to step in and give you a hand, okay? So maybe ask some family members or some people that you know if they can help you out. That's what it feels like. It's like somebody's helping you to stay where you are.
All right. Our next question is from Taikisha Scott from Alabama.
Welcome back, honey.
Who asks, what spiritual gifts spirits do I have? What messages do my guides have for me?
Yeah, so they do communicate with you quite often, honey. They use numbers a lot with you. So it's, again, very important that you go back to what were you just thinking, feeling, or saying when you see those numbers, okay? And sometimes they tell me the numbers are weird. So I don't know what they mean by that, but that's what they say. So maybe you know what they mean by that. You're very empathic, and they're showing me you pushing energy out, which means you have a very good control over your boundaries is what I'm seeing, okay? So as an empath, that is not an easy thing. So kudos to you. Good job that you're able to do that. But I do hear it's a hard lesson learned. So that's why you have those boundaries. So it's important that you work with your empathic gift, honey, because that is, one of the most powerful abilities that one person can have. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and you're resting and you're showering and bathing at the end of your day to get rid of any energy that might be on you, okay?
All right. I do see someone said, I did a donation last time but didn't get a reading. How does that work?
So if you did a donation last time and you didn't get a reading, then just send your question and your email so I can verify to my Instagram account, okay? Because I won't be able to go back and check right now because we're not in that screen. So if you go send your question to my Instagram, I can answer you there, okay? But just make sure you put your email in there for me to verify. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always answer everybody. So that just kind of leads into if we do run out of time, because I think we only have 10 minutes left. So if we do run out of time, that is what you got to do is just send your question over to my Instagram account, and then I will answer you within the next 24 hours because usually it can be pretty busy. All right. But I always answer everybody. So.
All right. Our next question here is from Alyssa again, who says, hello, any spirits around me, family members with messages? I would love to know who my spirit guides are and what they're trying to show me.
Yeah.
Do you have any gifts?
Okay. So I'm going to go with one of those.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with your spirit guides because they come through really loudly. So you have 4, which is not very common. Most people have about 2, sometimes 3, but you have 4 guides with you. And I get, it's very balanced. So it's 2 men, 2 male, 2 female. So it's about balance, okay? There's an older male and a younger male, an older female and a younger male, or female. So they're literally showing me balance. It's important that you find balance, honey, and that you work with them equally is what I get. So using your wisdom, but also your youthfulness. I don't know, that's what they're saying, so I'm just going to go with what they're saying. It's really about balance for you, okay? This year is about finding yourself, and it's about stepping into your power, honey, and communicating with them more frequently. They do communicate through all the normal channels. I do have a whole playlist on how to communicate with your spirit guides. I would suggest you go and watch that because strengthening your communication with them is going to be the better way of doing it, okay? But literally, it's about balance for you. Okay, that's why you always have you'll have a really successful year and then the next year is kind of and then really successful and then it's always balancing for you. It's always a balancing act. It's interesting. Yeah.
All right, our next question here is from Nimra, who asks, can you ask my guides if they have any messages for me regarding my future career and how I can be successful?
So with you, again, they're showing me somebody who's a healer, honey, so you need to be doing some kind of healing work. I feel like with you, working with animals is important. I feel like you just really click well with them. So working as an assistant for a vet or something to that effect is what I'm seeing, and it does look like you're going to be getting educated for it. So it's not just happening willy-nilly, like you have to go get an education is what they're saying, but that's what I'm feeling for you, okay? And the reason why animals is that they're easier to deal with when you're sensitive than people sometimes, right?
All right. Mm-hmm. Our next question here is from Terry Castillo, who asks, I have a probate court coming up soon. Will everything go my way?
Mostly, I hear. So there's a few things that aren't going to necessarily pan out the way you want them to, but for the most part, it is going to go in your direction, okay?
Right. Our next question is from Linda Ortega, who asks, will my first grandchild be a boy or girl, and should I go back to school for the certificate? Will I be successful? What's my purpose? You said $24 donation.
Okay. So yes, go back to school. I hear a little girl. So it's definitely a granddaughter. You're going to be successful. And I do feel like for you, honey, it's important that, again, you're doing something that has to do with helping, but they're showing me communication. So you are somebody who's really good with advice. So when I see that, that's like somebody who's supposed to be helping people with their voice. Okay. So focusing there, then you're going to find your joy and happiness and your purpose in life. Okay.
All right. Our next question, and this is the last on our list, is from Natalie Ruiz, who asks, am I currently pregnant? If not, when?
No, I hear October, so not yet. Okay, but definitely very soon. And again, it's all about the birthday.
All right.
Getting refreshed. I'm going to talk about my book.
Okay.
So, hi guys. Let me talk about The Little Light. So this is a book I channeled about 21 years ago. And it is a book about the soul. So it's The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. So exactly what it sounds like is what it is. I had an experience where I crossed over at 14 to the other side, and I was told it wasn't my time to be there, and I was sent back. But I was able to see what the other side looks like, what we look like, what our spirit bodies look like, and what it looks like to pick our lives coming into this incarnation. You know, I say it's a children's book, but I feel like it's a great book, not just for children, also for adults who want to remember what they are. We are not these bodies, we are souls having a human experience, not the other way around, like Wayne Dyer used to say. So if that is something that piques your interest, or you have children in your life that you think this would be valuable for, please go pre-order a copy. My target is 2,000 copies ordered, and when we get there, then I can move forward with everything, because it's very expensive to publish a book. All the people who support early are going to get a special edition, so you're going to get a signed copy. It's going to have gold leaf like this, and then the paper is also going to be gold leaf. So yeah, there's my spiel. Go get a copy.
All right. We do have about 5 minutes.
5 minutes left. Okay. So everybody who has donated, if we don't get to everybody here on the live, please don't panic. Send your questions over to my Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, you can send it over to my email, but Instagram is faster and better. My email is RebeccaDragonheart44@gmail.com. So RebeccaDragonheart44@gmail.com. All right.
All right.
So this is probably our last list. Perfect.
Yeah. If you just want to tell them if they don't hear their name.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah. So if you don't hear your name, send your questions over to my Instagram, and I will answer them as soon as I'm done the live. I go on and I start answering. It can take up to 24 hours for me to get to everybody, depending on how many questions I get. Okay. But I always get everybody, and I always answer you guys within 24 hours.
All right.
All right. So these names coming up now are the last names for the live. So if you don't hear your name, go send your question over. The sooner you send it over, the sooner you get answered. All right.
All right. So in order, our next question will be from Liliana Garcia, then Shalina, I believe, Hughes, then Sierra John, then Emily Henderson, then Colleen Trasser, then Terry Powell.
Okay. So you guys are all next. And anybody else, if you guys have put your questions or donations in, please send your questions over to my Instagram.
Along with your email.
Along with your email, yes. Please include your email so I can verify, okay? All right.
Liliana Garcia asks, will Victoria and I reconcile? How does she feel about me? Thank you.
So I do feel like there's going to be communication. There is reconciliation happening, but again, it feels almost like I'm going the wrong direction, okay? So yeah, feelings are there, but it almost feels like you're going backwards if you go back there, okay? So just think long and hard first before you make that decision, all right? But it is a possibility for you guys, okay?
All right, our next question here is from Shaliana, who asks, when will I be able to move out on my own with my son? Thanks.
So I'm hearing it's 2024, honey. Sorry, I know it's not soon enough, but that's when you're going to have the ability to do it. It's a crazy expensive world right now. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Sierra John, who asks, will I get unemployment or any job soon? And, one second, and should I give Jared a chance, and would it lead to anything?
Yeah, I feel like there is a potential with Jared for sure. So I would give a chance. I do hear that there is going to be some support financially, so I'm not worried about you. I do get the sense that it is going to be in the form of a job, though, not as EI. Okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Emily Henderson, who asks, and she sent $24.
Oh, thank you, honey.
And she asks, any important messages for me from my spirit guides?
So they've been communicating with you a lot lately. You're definitely opening up more, and you are very gifted, honey, so you need to work with your gifts. It is not your imagination. Yes, you are very, very gifted and very psychic, honey, very open, very aware, and they want you to know that. Trust your intuition, trust your gift, trust the thoughts that are coming in. It is not your imagination. I think that's the thing that they really want you to know. When they communicate with you, it is thought language mostly, so it's pressure and then a thought comes in, but they do use numbers as well, okay? So just paying attention to the numbers when you're seeing them, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Colleen Tracer, who asks, will I reconcile with my husband soon? Can you tell me when?
So I do feel like you guys need to open up the door to communication first. But yes, I feel like by December, you guys are coming back together and it feels better than it was before. So it does feel like this is the right move. And you guys are coming back together in the right way, I guess is the best way to put it. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from, 1 second as my timer goes off.
Okay.
This is the last question.
Last question. All right. So if you guys have donated and you're still pending for questions, please send your questions over to my Instagram. Okay. It's just Rebecca Dragonheart. Easy to find. Also, please pre-order a copy of The Little Light to help support. That would be amazing, so then I can get this guy out. Everybody who does support early will get a special edition signed copy, and it'll make me happy. All right.
All right. Our last question here is from Terry Powell, who asks, when will my finances get better? Will it pick up this year?
So I hear that it is going to start picking up towards the end of the year, but you're going to see more flow next year for yourself, honey, okay? So just bear with it. I know it's tough because it's not what you're needing or wanting, but I hear for you it's like late spring is when you're seeing a really big flood of financial abundance, okay? So whatever you're doing now is preparing you for that. So it is happening. Just be patient and be ready, okay? Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. If you do have pending questions, please send them over to my Instagram and I will answer you within 24 hours, okay? Thank you for joining me. Bye.